come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
The person next to you, say God loves you and I love you too.
I love you and I love you too.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
Every walk of life, every creed and color,
Every creed and color,
in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together
in the name of love. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together. We come together.
We come together in the name of love.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. Hey, Spirit loves me. I know that. Spirit loves me. That's a fact. Gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. When I'm down, I turn to you.
Turn to you.
When I'm down, you pull me through. Gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I'm worthy of His love. I'm worthy of His love. I'm worthy of His love. I'm worthy of His love.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Great, great. Do we have some goods, or just all great, or all great, all good? Okay. Well, welcome to Ahava Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Sunny, along with Reverend Rainbow. Yes, Sunny and Rainbow. We are your co-spiritual directors here at Ahava, and Ahava is the Hebrew word for love, and so we simply come together to know and to affirm that love is what? Always the answer. And so if you are joining us via live stream, please say hello in the chat. let us know where you're tuning in from, and make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Also, if you're in the room, I encourage you to take out your phones. If you hear something that you like, just send it on to one of our social media sites, and just turn off the ringer. So, because if it rings, you're going to have to answer it and tell them where you are and invite them down. Okay, deal? Deal. Yeah, turning the ringer off right now. So also, we are a conscious community that is committed to curiosity so that we might provide a loving space to be reminded of the truth of who we are. That we are also an open and affirming community, so whoever you are, wherever you are, on your path of spiritual discovery, you are absolutely welcome here. And we also know that we are a reflection of one another. And so this morning, I want you to turn to your neighbor and thank them for being a reflection of you. We are also a community that has a vision and a purpose. This side over here is having more fun than this side over here. I just wanted to let you know, okay? They are having fun over here. So we have a vision and a purpose, and please repeat after me so we can affirm this and send it out into the ethers. We are an inclusive community.
We are an inclusive community.
Committed to global transformation.
Committed to global transformation.
Through personal evolution.
Through personal evolution.
And our purpose is to
Wake up, step up,
and make a difference. We also have an affirmation this morning. I love this one. I embrace all creatures.
I embrace all creatures,
Great and small.
great and small.
Now, if you're a first-time guest this morning, if you're here for the very first time, we especially welcome you and know that your presence changes who we are, and so we want to acknowledge that. So if we have anyone in the room here for the very first time, if you're willing to raise your hand or stand up, we will have a core council member come by and give you a special gift. Do we have any first-time visitors in the room this morning? All right, let's give ourselves some wonderful hand for being here this morning, choosing to be here this morning. It's a wonderful thing. We also want to acknowledge our SAVA volunteers. I want to, especially this morning, a shout out to Shannon. We asked for a computer. We were in desperate need of a computer. A couple weeks ago, we asked for one. And Shannon, thank you so much for donating a new computer to Ahava. So appreciate that. All the volunteers that helped to create this space. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, we really do have a lot of volunteers. Give yourself some love. I also want to announce that thanks to one of our volunteers, Nancy Eisen, the bookstore will be reopening in September. And so, yay! Just in time for holiday gifts, right, Nancy? And I know she's been in there working feverishly getting it all ready, and it's going to be amazing. Also, for the Taste of Ahava fundraising that's going on, Ron and Nancy, here they are again, drumming by the campfire Saturday, August the 27th from 6 to 9, so don't forget about that. We have the Sober Rave. I think your event is sold out, right? Oh, yeah. Sober Rave is not sold out, and that's September 10th at Ahava. We also have a guided meditation at 6:30 on Friday, September 23rd at the Lexington Salt Cave. That should be amazing. And then, of course, we have Nothing But the Blues, Friday, September the 30th at 6 p.m. here at Ahava. Also, this Sunday, right after service, prayer in person. So we're bringing it back, and we have Kim and our practitioner serving today, Louise Talon, so they will be available over here for prayer after service. Also, one can at a time. This is a can of peas. Somebody was reminding me of that. They wanted to be appeased. So, and of course, I went into the Beatles song, Peas, Peas Me. We had all kinds of, we had all kinds of puns. But this is a special can because we are doing one can at a time here. When you go to the store, just buy one extra item, non-perishable item. We have a food pantry that normally serves our community here for anybody in need of food. But also we are collecting food for Eastern Kentucky flood victims. So please remember, one can at a time when you go shopping. How about this band? Yes? Joe Chinquina, our music director. Lauren on keys. John on drums. Jeff Watts on sound, making us all sound good. And Tina is with us this morning. And yeah, and you're singing at the Woodlands Art Fair later today.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow,
Yes.
how exciting. Where are you going to be at the fair? So
We're going to be underneath the, I forget what it's called.
Canopy?
Yes, it's like a gazebo.
Canopy.
Yes.
Canopy.
The canopy.
See?
Yes, so that's where we'll be from 2:45 to 3:45.
2:45 to 3:45.
Yes,
and what are you going to be singing? What kind of music are you going to be doing?
Old
kinds?
school, some of my tunes, original tunes.
All right,
some
all right.
Sade, all types of stuff.
All right. It's very nice. So, Louise Talon is also our practitioner on duty this morning. Thank you, Louise. Yep. So this is the time of the morning when I invite us all to just drop down into that space, that place, where we know that there is only one power and presence. So we take a nice deep breath, and the music takes us within, and Louise does our opening prayer. In this place, my soul is free from the light within. I see all the joy, all the peace. Carry me, carry me, carry me, oh, carry me. In this place, love abides. Holy light, surrender me. All the joy, all the peace. Carry me, carry me, carry me. Oh, carry me.
So in that place where love abides, I know there is only the one. Only the one power, the one life, that one universal cosmic isness that is in, through, and as everything. That one expresses as all life. Unity in diversity. And so I know this morning that one exists as love, as joy, as freedom, as abundance, as peace. Knowing that whatever is the truth of it is the truth of me, is the truth of each beloved here this morning and those online. Knowing that this place is blessed, this time is blessed, that we are indeed in sacred space and time, because every moment is holy. Every moment is sacred. And so I bless our beloved minister, Reverend Sunny. I bless our beloved minister, Reverend Cynthia, as she speaks her word today. I bless the musicians as they play and sing the sounds of the universe. I bless all those hearts and hands who have come here to unleash the holiness in this place. I declare this day good and very good, and I allow it to be, and so it is.
All the joy of a peace, carry me, carry me, carry me, oh, carry me. Namaste. Lauren, would you please do our reading?
Yes, this is entitled Kinship with All Life by J. Allen Boone. As we live through these kaleidoscopic days when confusion, distrust, conflict, and misery are so common everywhere, it is revealing to note that more and more people are finding reassurance and peace of mind in companionship beyond the boundaries of humanity. They are making friends not only with such conventional favorites as dogs, horses, cats, and birds, but with wild animals, snakes, and insects. Men and women everywhere are being made acutely aware of the fact that something essential to life and well-being is flickering very low in the human species and threatening to go out entirely. This something has to do with such values as love, unselfishness, integrity, sincerity, loyalty to one's best, honesty, enthusiasm, humility, goodness, happiness, fun. In this connection, it is interesting to recall that people of certain ancient times appear to have been great virtuosos in the art of living, particularly skilled in the delicate science of being in right relations with everything, including animals. These people recognized the inseparable unity of creator and creation. They were able to blend themselves with the universal presence, power, and purpose that is forever moving back of all things, in all things, and through all things. Life, to these ancients, was an all-inclusive kinship in which nothing was meaningless, nothing unimportant, and from which nothing could be excluded. They refused to make any separating barriers between mineral and vegetable, between vegetable and man, or between man and the great primal cause which animates and governs all things. Every living thing was seen as a partner in a universal enterprise. Each had an individual contribution to make to the general good, which it and it alone could supply. Everything lived for everything else, at all times and under all circumstances.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed days, the dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, so pretty in the sky, also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What a wonderful world. What a wonderful song. Thank you again, musicians. So I want to introduce Cynthia because I think it's important that every once in a while we refresh our memories on who is in our midst and how we grow together. So I just want to share with you that Cynthia was at our second service ever in 2009. And after the first service that she attended, in her own words, she felt a magnetic pull to come back. And she started taking classes almost immediately. And I can testify that she took one class after another. She became a licensed practitioner in July of 2015, and she graduated from Holmes Institute in Golden, Colorado in 2021. After completing her final exams in her oral panels, she became Ahava's first homegrown minister, which I'm very proud of, yes. And she received a letter of call in June of this year from Ahava. And many of you may not know that Cynthia is also a registered nurse and a licensed massage therapist. She's taught ethics at the Lexington Healing Arts Academy for the last 5 years. And she's been the leader of our pastoral care circle for I don't know how many years now, at least 6 or 7 years, and done a wonderful job. She's assisted in classes and just finished a book study with Louise discussing The Body is Not an Apology. Cynthia also started the Holiday Support Program, which we hopefully will bring back this year to help those in need here in Lexington, in the Lexington community. And of course, the only thing that concerns me is she married a bass player. could have married a drummer. I mean, come on. Her mission, Cynthia's mission, is to love and support Ahava, and each member of the community to reach out to those outside the community and to make a difference whenever, wherever, and however she can. Let's welcome our first homegrown minister, Reverend Cynthia.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. So I'm happy to be here with you today to talk about all creatures great and small. So our yearly theme has been Living Everyday Wonder, and our monthly theme for August is nature. And the first week, our practitioner, Louise Talon, talked about the oneness with nature and how we are not separate from it. And I'm going to refer to that in a little bit in my talk. And then last week, Reverend Sunny talked about the water of life and how water sustains all life forms and how we depend on water to survive. So this week, I'm going to talk about animals. How many people here love animals? And probably most people have one or two or more animals. So I want to begin with a quote from Anthony Douglas Williams. I look into the eyes of an animal. I do not see an animal. I see a living being. I see a friend. I feel a soul. So this week we explore the wonder of nature. And let us consider all of the amazing creatures that live on this planet, many of which we have never seen or perhaps never heard of before. Are you awake to the amazing animal kingdom that is everywhere that we look? Why is it important? To paraphrase Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, he said, "We believe in the incarnation of spirit in everything, and that all life is an incarnation of the one Spirit." Let's open our eyes and see if we can improve our relationship with these marvelous creatures of spirit. In Science of Mind, we know that the same intelligence that has created the stars, the galaxies, and the planets have also created life here on Earth. Humans have believed that they are the only conscious and intelligent beings on this planet for many, many centuries. Over time, humankind learned that other creatures possess different levels of intelligence, which many attribute to instinctive behavior and programming. Only recently in human history have we studied and investigated the behavior, the intelligence, the communication, and the consciousness in animals. Researchers have found that despite our differences, animals and humans share a lot of similarities. Much like humans, animals do feel a variety of emotions. The more we learn about animals and what they do, the more comfortable we are with understanding their nature. They are just doing their job. That's what they do. And we are interrelated. Most animals are social creatures and share common traits with humans. We may think they're dominant. We may think that we're dominant, but we are not. In her talk 2 weeks ago, Dr. Louise Talon talked about nature and being Earth collaborators, that we are collaborating with all that is. She said, we tend to think of humans as separate from the natural world. In fact, we are animals and we are a vital part of it. The only thing that sets humans apart from other animals is our ability to destroy it and our ability to destroy other species. No other animal in the environment does this. But because we think we are dominant, our planet is filled with many creatures that we misuse, abuse, or fear because of the stories that we have believed. Let's talk about the fear first. There's a difference between being afraid of some creatures, it's usually called a phobia, and being cautious of them. One is healthy, the other is not. So what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of fear of animals? Spiders and snakes, right? And where did that come from? Where did that belief come from? It's always been passed down to others. Yet so many of them are harmless, and there's only a few that are harmful. And many of them play an important role in balancing the rodent and insect populations. So now let's look at abuse. Although it was a crucial part of human survival 100,000 years ago, hunting is now a violent form of recreation in the vast majority of humans and hunters. Hunting is now a violent form of recreation that the vast majority of humans and hunters do not need for subsistence. While some people still legitimately hunt for food and exhibit respect for their prey, recreational hunting has contributed to the extinction of animal species all over the world, like the Siberian and Tasmanian tigers. Less than 5% of the U.S. population hunts, yet hunting is permitted in many wildlife refuges, national parks, state parks, and other public lands. Millions of animals are slaughtered and maimed on public land every year, and it is estimated that poachers kill as many animals illegally. Trophy hunting is a form of sport hunting in which wild animals are valued as trophies. Parts of the hunted animal are kept and displayed by the hunter to honor the animal and to remember the experience of the hunt. The animals being targeted is known as the game and is typically a mature male from a popular species. And some of the stats that I found, some of the animals are kept as trophies and are mounted by taxidermists. They're often displayed in trophy rooms or in gun rooms along with the hunter's gun collection. It is estimated over 20,000 African elephants are killed every year for the ivory tusks. Polar bears have become endangered largely because of global warming, but extensive hunting for their precious hides, the meat, the fat, the flesh, has also helped significantly reduce the number to about 20,000 to 25,000 polar bears remaining worldwide. Over 100 million sharks are killed every year illegally, primarily to make shark's fin soup. Mark Twain says, of all animals, man is the only one that is cruel. He is the only one that inflicts pain for the pleasure of doing it. As long as humans hold the mindset that they are superior to other species, animal abuse will continue. And it doesn't stop with hunting. Humans have long been occupied with trying to understand human nature and our relationship to animals. This is a good thing, but for our quest of knowledge, it is often carried through with careless disregard for life of other sentient beings. Our belief in human superiority allows for the mistreatment and abuse of creatures that cannot protect themselves. Animals aren't meant to be performers or circus clowns, yet thousands of elephants and bears and apes, dolphins and whales and others are subject to a lifetime of captivity, performing silly, difficult tasks under the conscious threat of physical punishment. Circus animals spend 96% of their lives in cages. Circus training sessions aren't monitored by the government. Circus training sessions aren't monitored by the government. Still, undercover footage has shown that big cats are often hit with sticks and dragged by chains around their neck. We use animals for medical, military, and cosmetic testing, yet animal-free, humane forms of testing is available, and they exist. There are many humane forms of entertainment that can teach us about animal behaviors and how their societies function, fostering conversation and respect for all life. Besides the examples I just mentioned, animal abuse and cruelty encompass even a larger range of behaviors from neglect to malicious killing. On one hand, there is unintentional neglect that can be resolved through education. On the other hand is intentional cruelty that can result in an individual when an individual is a victim of violence or cruelty themselves. In the middle of those who are with a careless attitude towards animals and other humans, perhaps we don't do anything intentionally to hurt others, but we don't go out of our way to help either. Personally, I'm not a fan of zoos, but I know people that are. I struggle with the benefits of the zoos. The animals in traditional zoos suffer immensely only because zoos can't provide as much space as they'd have if they were in their natural environment and habitat. Wild animals are usually kept in cages, and most wild animals do not adapt well in confined spaces. These animals are forced to submission and cause great psychological damage. This changes the behavior of the animal, and some animals even commit self-harm out of frustration. Additionally, their lifespan can decrease by 50%. As an alternative, there are drive-through zoos, safari parks, wildlife preserves, where there is an effort to replicate the natural habitat to accommodate the natural instinct of each animal. Yet the initial methods of retrieval of these animals is still brutal. On the other side of the discussion, a well-designed zoo gives people the opportunity to see animals that they normally wouldn't have seen before, educates them about animal behavior and habitats, and provides educational programs to help people with a more economically consciousness. Zoos can do more important research that provides an understanding of animal behavior and saves them from extinction. Animal abuse statistics that were updated in April of this year, that most animal and pet abuse cases are never brought to light. Here are some shocking statistics and facts about animal abuse. The U.S. is particularly cruel to animals. Each year, millions of poor, innocent souls die from abuse, experiments, and cruelty. Every year, more than 10 million animals die from abuse in the United States alone. Close to 65% of all abused animals are dogs. More than 6.5 million animals enter animal shelters each year, according to the ASPCA. Most of those don't get adopted, and around 1.5 million are euthanized. Sometimes it's hard to read these stats. Each year, the U.S. kills over 3 million mink for fur. They are bred and raised on inhumane fur farms for their only purpose to become a fashion accessory. Every year, more than 115 million animals in the world are used for laboratory experiments. Most countries don't collect or publish data about them animal testing and research, so it's estimated that this number is much higher. Many of us don't think about what farm animals go through so that we can enjoy the eggs, the milk, the cheese, and the meat. The sad reality is that farm animals are tortured to produce as much food as possible. About 97% of all tortured and killed animals are farm animals. One statistic on abused animals report over 9 billion chickens are killed every year. And moreover, none of the birds, the chicken, the hen, the ducks, geese, they're not protected by the federal animal protection laws. An estimated 95% of pigs raised on a factory farm that that don't allow them to live naturally. Dairy cows must give 10 times more milk than they would in nature. Usually cows in nature live 20 to 25 years, but they are killed after 3 to 5 years and used for meat on farms. So let's look at our own state of Kentucky. In 2020, for the first time in 13 years, Kentucky did not rank as the worst state for not having animal protection laws. This year, Kentucky was ranked number 45. That is an improvement, but we still have a long way to go. So how does this relate to humans? There's collateral damage that results from animal cruelty, namely that it affects us as humans. Statistics show that hurt and abused people hurt and abuse other people and animals. This gets passed down from generation after generation. We eat meat that is fear-based when there's a more humane way to raise animals for food. It is up to us to break this chain in order to create a world that works for all creation. What can you do to be a part of the solution? Just as there are different species of animals all over the world, there are different regions with different vegetation. Humans have different nationalities, religions, beliefs, and different ways of living. Even with differences, we all have that same inner wisdom, our instinct that guides us all. The inner intelligence that directs bees to buzz, butterflies to flap their wings, and for the birds to sing. We, animals and humans, all have the same desires: to be loved, to be cared for, and to be understood. So be kind to animals, be kind to the planet, and be kind to each other. Honor and respect each other regardless of our differences. We are all connected, and we all depend on each other to survive. So ask yourself these questions. What animals am I afraid of? And what could change if I was not afraid? Am I willing to learn more about animals and people from all around the world? And what changes can I make today to make this a better place to live for all life? Here are 4 things that we can do as a society. We can stop thinking of sentient beings as dispensable objects and instead practice reverence for all life. Stop seeing animals as the other. Abandon our preoccupation with domination and stop rationalizing bad behavior. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "When you wake up and see that the earth is not just the environment, the earth is us, you touch the nature of interbeing." And at the moment you can have real communication with the earth, we have to wake up together. And if we wake up together, then we have a chance. Our way of living our life and planning our future has led us to this situation. And now we need to look deeply to find a way out, not only as individuals, but as a collective, a species. According to Wikipedia, you may have heard of her name, Jane Goodall, is best known for her study of chimpanzee social and family life. She began studying the Kasakila chimpanzee community in Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania in East Africa in 1960. Instead of numbering the chimpanzees, she gave them names such as Fifi, David Graybeard, Goliath, Mike, Humphrey, Gigi, Mr. McGregor, Frodo, and Flo, along with Flo's children, Fegan, Fabian, Freud, Fifi, and Flint. This led to a development of a close bond between them and becoming, to this day, the only human that was ever accepted into the chimpanzee society. She observed them to have unique and individual personalities. She found that it isn't only human beings that have personality and who are capable of rational thought and emotions like joy and sorrow. She observed the behaviors such as hugs, kisses, pats on the back, and even tickling, which we always considered as human actions. She insisted that these gestures are evidence of the close, supportive, affectionate bonds that develop between family members and other individuals within a community. These findings suggest that similarities between humans and chimpanzees exist in more than genes alone, and can be seen in emotion, intelligence, and family and social relationships. Her research in Gombe Stream is best known to the scientific community for challenging the two long-standing beliefs of the day: that humans could construct and use tools, that only humans could construct and use tools, and that chimpanzees were vegetarians. They could make tools, and they were not vegetarians. She studied their ability to hunt, to share food with other members of the troop in responding to begging behaviors and their peaceful and aggressive behaviors. During the first 10 years of the study, she believed for the most part that chimpanzees were rather nice, and even nicer than human beings, until she found that they can be brutal, that they, like us, have a darker side of their nature. Her revolutionary contemporary knowledge of their behavior was further evidence of the social similarities between humans and chimpanzees. In 1977, she established the Jane Goodall Institute, which supports the Gombe research. And this was just the beginning for her. And since then, she has written books and has received many honors and awards for her work. And Dr. Jane Goodall states, "There's still so much in the world worth fighting for, so much that is beautiful, so many wonderful people working to reverse the harm, to help alleviate the suffering, and so many people dedicated to make this a better world, all conspiring to inspire us, to give us hope that it is not too late to turn things around if we do our part." So as I'm finishing up, people are awakening. We are being called upon to raise the consciousness of the world. And if we are going to change, we must be willing to face the facts and examine them with a willingness to understand and grow. Finally, we must take action where and how we feel called. There are behaviors and actions that we can take to cover the entire spectrum. For example, adopt an animal, donate needed supplies, or volunteer at an animal shelter. Teach children from an early age how to respect and care for animals. Support animal conservation efforts. And be curious. Educate yourself and see how you are being called. So I would like to end with this quote from David Attenborough, a world-famous biologist and natural historian. "The fact is that no species have ever had such wholesome control over everything on earth, living and dead, as we have now. That lies upon us, whether we like it or not, an awesome responsibility. In our hands lies not only our own future, but that of all living creatures with whom we share this earth." So let's go into prayer. As I just take this breath, dropping down into the center of my being, knowing that there is only one power, one presence, one source, one universal mind that is everywhere present, every second, every minute of every day. And that presence is right here, right now, as each of us, showing up as love, as peace, as curiosity, as wonder. For we are that very same life. We are that very same peace, that very same love, that curiosity, that understandings. So as I speak my word, I claim this for myself and for each person here today. For there are no boundaries, no barriers, no cages. That in this life, there's only freedom. That we open up and look for that thing that is meant for us to do by asking ourselves, what can I do now to make this world a better place for all creatures, great and small? And I give thanks for knowing this truth as I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it is already done, as I allow it to be, by saying, and so it is.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Let the joy. We let the joy.
Now, before you sit down, turn to your neighbor and say the following. I'm going to go home and hug my dog. Or my cat. Or my bird. Thank you so much for that informative talk, yes? Lots of things I did not know. So this is the time of the morning that we get to give. So I invite you to take out your gift, your tithe, your offering. You can also, if you're watching online, you can go to our website and click Give, the Give tag. You can also text to 859-209-6996. Or you can mail in your gift, your tithe, your offering to 168 Burt Road. But for right now, take your gift, your tithe, your offering, and hold it to your heart. If you're doing it by phone, just hold it in your hand and put it to your heart. And give it your own personal blessing. And we also do this as a community. So please repeat after me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I joyously contribute to the vision of Ahava, knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
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 I'm so grateful. Grateful.
Oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. No, where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, oil wasted on the ocean and upon our seas, fish full of mercury. Oh, oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. Oh, radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby are dying. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? How much more abuse can she stand? Oh, ooh, oh, oh.
Mercy. We love you. You're a shining star. Wonderful. Just the way you are. We celebrate your So what did y'all do today?
We made some clay, Some clay art.
Some clay art.
Some clay art, and we read a book about a ball of clay that was in the bottom of the barrel and never got picked, and he just wanted to be molded into something. So our affirmation today is what?
I am patient.
Yes, so he was very patient, and someone finally came and molded him into a cup
Yay.
and filled with hot chocolate.
Oh, man.
Yes, so we made some clay art. It was a little difficult, but we were what?
Patient.
And it ended up making some pretty cool stuff back there if you guys want to take a look at
We
it.
do. We want to see it. We want to see it. Let's give our youth some, and our facilitators. And y'all are looking for some more facilitators, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, once a month. Come on now.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's all go see the youth clay cups or whatever, and volunteer. Yeah, and volunteer. Thank y'all so much. All right, don't forget that practitioners are. Bye. Bye bye. She is growing up so fast, isn't she? My goodness. So don't forget we have practitioners available over here for prayer after service, Louise and Kim. I think that is it. Don't forget that we need some greeters. So if you're interested in really getting to know the community, volunteering to greet would be amazing. Other than that, I'll see you all next week. Let's stand and do our benediction and sing out. Thank you, Tina. We'll see you at the fair. And yeah. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my animals.
Life is in my animals.
And life is in my affairs.
And life is in my affairs.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am it. And I share it. Just the way it appears.
Just the way it appears.
And just the way it appears not.
And just the way it appears not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
We want to thank everyone for coming out to see us today, and for those of you who joined us online, have a wonderful week. Go home and hug your goldfish. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy,